In real life, there are countless ways a person can die, some quick, some agonizingly slow. And in Minecraft, it's no different. While we don't feel pain in the game, what if we did? What if every fall, every burn, every crushing impact translated into real, excruciating agony? Today we are ranking the most brutally painful ways to die in Minecraft. Deaths so horrifying that if they were real, you'd wish for a quick respawn. Let's get into it. Getting squashed by a falling anvil. Getting squashed by an anvil is undoubtedly one of the worst ways to go out, especially if the anvil is falling. An anvil in real life weighs about 60 to 120 kilograms. Considering an anvil in Minecraft weighs about 27 tons, it's safe to say that it would at the least not be a pleasant way to go out. Under such immense weights, the body is subjected to a tremendous amount of pressure, compressing and crushing tissues, bones, and internal organs instantly, subjecting you to nothing more than a raspberry pancake. This trauma causes widespread nerve damage and severe fractures. The crushing force would produce excruciating all-over pain, and you would better hope it's an instant death, otherwise a long and painful death awaits you. Swimming in lava. Out of all the liquids that exist, I can't think of one worse to swim in than lava. Contrary to popular belief where lava is depicted almost like an extremely hot version of quicksand, it's much more extreme than that. Immersion in lava subjects the body to temperatures between roughly 700 and 1200 Celsius, leading to immediate full body burns. The moment your skin touches the molten rock, the heat begins to boil the water in your body, turning you into something resembling a firework, accompanied by violent eruptions of heat and pressure, as if you are a human volcano. Victims of extreme fire or molten metal exposure suffer third-degree burns over large areas, damaging nerve endings. You better do a head dive, otherwise a prolonged and agonizing experience awaits you. The rapid and overwhelming thermal trauma would certainly result in excruciating pain, as every part of your body is cooked almost instantly. Falling from a high place. Falling from a high place is one of the most common ways to die in Minecraft. The severity of the injuries depends on the height, the landing surface, and the body's orientation upon impact. For shorter falls under 10 meters, a person might survive but suffer broken bones, internal bleeding, and severe pain. Falls from high places above 30 meters are almost always fatal due to the extreme force of impact. At terminal velocity about 200 kilometers per hour for a human, the body is subjected to an unimaginable amount of force upon hitting the ground, causing catastrophic trauma. The pain would depend on how quickly unconsciousness sets in. If the head or spine takes the brunt of the impact, death could be near instant. However, if a person lands feet first or in a way that doesn't immediately kill them, they may experience a few agonizing moments of shattered bones, collapsed lungs, and massively internal injuries before succumbing to shock and organ failure. Survivors of extreme falls often describe the pain as unbearable, with every moment sending waves of agony through their broken bodies. Even with medical treatment, the road to recovery is long and excruciating, with many suffering permanent disabilities. Experiencing kinetic energy. In Minecraft, experiencing kinetic energy is a nice way of saying you had a gruesome fatal crash. The real-life equivalent of experiencing immense kinetic energy can occur in many cases, unlike in Minecraft, where kinetic energy directly implies to crashing against a wall or the ground at high speeds while flying the elytra. Think of it as wingsuit flying or base jumping. The consequences of miscalculations in these extreme circumstances can be dire. For instance, in 2013, experienced wingsuit flyer Viktor Kovacs lost his life after his parachute failed to deploy during a flight in China, leading to a fatal collision with a cliff. The injuries sustained in such high-velocity first-hand impacts are catastrophic. Bones shatter, internal organs rupture, and the trauma is often fatal upon impact. Experiencing kinetic energy at such extremes is a brutal reminder of the thin line between fun and total disaster. In both Minecraft and real life, misjudging speed or distance during flight can lead to sudden and severe consequences. Getting struck by lightning. You would have to be extremely unlucky to get struck by lightning, but it would certainly be an experience. Not a pleasant one, but an experience indeed. A typical lightning bolt carries around 300 million volts and delivers a current of 30,000 amps. For comparison, a standard household outlet carries just 120 volts and around 15 amps. To put it into perspective, it only takes about 100 milliamps to cause a fatal heart arrhythmia in a human. In other words, a lightning strike delivers thousands of times more electric energy than what's sufficient to kill you. When lightning hits, it superheats the surrounding air to nearly 30,000 Celsius, 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. The effects on the body are catastrophic. Your nervous system is overloaded, potentially stopping your heart instantly, while the extreme heat can cause severe burns and even vaporize sweat and moisture in your skin, sometimes exploding blood vessels in the process. If you are really unlucky, the bolt might not kill you instantly, leaving you in agonizing pain as your body struggles to recover from the shock, burns, and potential cardiac arrest. Despite all of this, the survival rate for getting struck struck by lightning is surprisingly high, at around 90% of people that get struck by lightning surviving the impact. This high survival rate is partly due to the lightning current traveling over the surface of the body rather than through vital organs. Freezing to death. Freezing to death in Minecraft certainly is one of the least common methods of death, but definitely one of the most painful ones. Unlike all other deaths so far, freezing to death is one of the most agonizingly long experiences where every minute feels like an eternity. In Minecraft, the primary way to freeze is by becoming trapped in powdered snow. While the game doesn't specify exact temperatures for powdered snow, we can draw parallels to real-world conditions to estimate its severity. Powdered snow in mountainous regions can reach temperatures well below freezing, often plunging to negative 10 degrees Celsius or lower. Exposure to such frigid temperatures initiates a cycle of physiological responses in the human body. Initially, the body attempts to conserve heat by constricting blood vessels near the skin, leading to shivering as muscles contract to generate warmth. As the core temperature drops further, typically between 35 to 32 Celsius, shivering intensifies, and mental functions begin to decline, resulting in confusion and impaired judgment. When core body temperature falls below 32 Celsius, the individual may experience unconsciousness and a slowed heart rate. Without immediate intervention, vital organs fail, leading to death. Starving to death. Starving to death in Minecraft is a drawn-out and painful process. As your hunger bar depletes, your character begins to take damage. This continues until your health is almost completely gone, with each moment feeling more painful than the last. The prolonged starvation causes intense physical discomfort. The body starts to use its own fat and muscle tissue for energy, leading to weakness, dizziness, and confusion. The final stages involve severe organ failure, and the body shuts down as it runs out of energy. Imagine the slow drain of health as a metaphor for how the body would feel. Each tick of damage is like a dull, ongoing ache, until eventually it all comes to an end. The worst part is the drawn-out nature of this death. Unlike most other causes where you might meet your end in seconds, starving takes its time, making each second feel heavier than the last. Getting slain by a polar bear. First death in this list is caused by another mob, and it's definitely not one to scoff at. Getting slain by a polar bear is rare, but if it were to happen, it would be one of the most brutal and painful ways to die. Polar bears are massive predators standing up to 3 meters tall when they are on their hind legs and weighing over 700 kilograms. They are built for raw power with strong limbs, sharp claws, and a crushing bite. In real-life polar bear attacks, victims often experience deep lacerations from powerful swipes of the bear's claws, which can tear through flesh and muscle with ease. The bear's bite is equally devastating, exerting enough pressure to crush bones and cause severe trauma. Unlike other predators that may quickly incapacitate their prey, polar bears are known to maul their victims, leading to prolonged suffering. Adding to the terror, polar bears often attack with relentless persistence, especially if they see a human as a food source. Polar bears are top-tier predators with little fear. In the freezing Arctic conditions where these attacks typically occur, blood loss and hypothermia would set in quickly, making survival even less likely. Being slain by a polar bear is a combination of extreme physical trauma, excruciating pain, and the overwhelming horror of being attacked by one of the most powerful land predators on Earth. Getting impaled on a stalagmite. Getting impaled on a stalagmite is a gruesome way to go. Stalagmites are sharp rock formations that grow from the floor of caves over thousands of years, often forming jagged, spear-like points. If you were to fall onto one, the outcomes would be catastrophic. The force of impact would determine the severity of the injury, but even a moderate fall could cause deep puncture wounds, internal bleeding, and severe damage to organs. A higher fall would likely result in the stalagmite piercing straight through the body, shattering bones and impaling vital organs. If the stalagmite hit a major artery, death could be almost instantaneous from massive blood loss. However, if the impalement missed a fatal artery, survival, though possible, would be agonizing. Victims who have suffered impalement injuries often experience excruciating pain due to nerve damage and the sheer force of penetration. If the stalagmite lodged deep into the torso, removing it would be extremely risky, as pulling it out could worsen internal bleeding. Without immediate medical attention, the victim would suffer prolonged agony before succumbing to shock or blood loss. To make matters worse, caves are often remote and difficult to escape from, meaning a person impaled on stalagmite could be stuck, slowly fading away in unbearable pain while waiting for rescue that may never come. Thanks for watching the video. If you want more videos in this format, make sure to subscribe, like, and share. If you guys enjoyed this video, I might make another one since there are a lot more painful deaths left in Minecraft. I'm almost about to hit 130,000 subscribers, so if you subscribe, I would appreciate it a lot.